until now, no, everybody was fighting with a sword. Now, all of a sudden, someone has a shotgun. Bitcoin is the shotgun. It's gonna kill everyone. You either wanna accept that or
I got my sword. Yeah, we're rolling. We're good. Okay, cool.
Okay,
So
alright.
it's a different start. But man, welcome back.
Thanks, bro.
We
Thank
missed you, bro.
I know, man. I missed being here. It was crazy the last few weeks, bro. Like life was just so crazy for me.
Did you want to share what happened, or
Yeah, I don't mind. So everybody knew, like, what the schedule was crazy with my school and internship and all that. So I kind of got into a car crash.
No.
I rode off my car, bro. I was on the highway, on the 401, and I was coming down, hit the brake. We are going about like 80 kilometers.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of traffic, and my brakes just didn't hold. I went right into the back of another guy.
Damn, man.
Rode off my car, bro. Shit scared the shit out of me.
So now what? Like, you're okay though, right? Like, I know you said you had like a little bit of back problems and stuff, or
yeah, no, because of that, I suffered a concussion. So I just got cleared today. It's been about 5 weeks now.
Yeah.
Since the injury, had an initial assessment. Then I got referred to the doc. Saw the doc, and then again saw the doc today. She technically cleared me.
Yeah.
I'm symptom free right now. No sensitivity to light. No, I got like irritable.
Yeah, I feel bad. Should we turn these lights off?
No, I'm good now. I'm good now. Yeah, I'm good now.
Okay, man.
At the start, I had like crazy light sensitivity, but
yeah,
that was it. It was pressure in my head, like headaches. Yeah. But now I'm symptom free. Thank God, man.
Welcome back, man. I'm glad you're okay.
I'm happy to be back, bro. I missed the last episode, bro. It was so sad.
No, it's okay. I know a bunch of people miss you.
Yeah, I wanted to be here for sure, bro.
No, but I'm glad because today we have a really good topic, man.
Yeah, I know, bro. We were just like shooting, like we were just talking about it earlier, right? Yeah.
By the way, I was told that I say bro a lot. I realized we say bro a lot.
we do.
Bro. Yeah, we'll try to minimum. I don't know if people care or not, but whatever. But so we have a guest today. He's a Bitcoin enthusiast, big Bitcoin enthusiast. He's been a friend for a while. His name is Ali. We welcome him to the show, Ali.
Come on down, Ali.
Come on down. Come on. How are you, bro? How are you?
Not too bad. Still trying to digest what he was telling us about his accident.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Have you ever been in one?
Accidents? Yeah, many. Remember? Back in the day, every weekend, I would crash the car.
Oh my God.
No, but not in like serious ones, but like going to the parking lot and hitting a bunch of, posts and
pylons and stuff.
Just having fun doing donuts
just
or whatever.
Sliding in the rain and just destroying my mom's car.
At the McDonald's parking lot.
Yeah.
Welcome on though, man. Like I'm excited to have you on. For those of you who know, I've actually known you. We've known each other since middle school, right?
Yeah.
Middle school? St. Andrews was middle school, right?
Yeah, more than 15 years.
Man, it's been a while.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's great. I don't know if you know the difference in age. Like, you guys are both about 30, right? You guys kind of grew up together?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm 26. What? Yeah. So like,
we don't say ages here, bro.
He looks more mature than us.
Yeah, honestly.
I appreciate that.
If you ask me, I would say he's...
No, so yeah, he's a little younger.
Yeah. So if you're saying 15 years, bro, that's way more than half of my life. That's since I was like 10, bro.
Yes, bro.
Oh man, but I've actually been in some accidents too. Twice I got T-bone and stuff. It's the worst experience,
crazy,
dude. One
bro.
time, this girl, like, we were driving with my family. Some girl like turned the corner and she just hit us, and she just drove off. Like, she just swerved, like a hit and run.
Yeah.
And then like we caught up to her, and like when she kind of like turned into a plaza, and then you see like 3 guys run out the car with like bottles of like liquor. And the girl was like up to my mom crying, and then my mom was like hugging her, trying to calm her down. But like, these guys just ditched her. They just ran off with like alcohol.
Jesus.
Yeah.
They're probably drinking in the car.
Yeah, man. So those are I remember my neck, bro. Like, I almost like.
Yeah, that was one of the things that happened to me. Yeah, I got whiplash. The front of the car, completely written off.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
my head like
God.
stopped like maybe 2 inches from the steering wheel, bro. I almost like bashed my nose right into the steering wheel.
Yeah.
The worst is when you hit someone from behind, you know it's your fault.
Yeah, exactly.
There's
Exactly.
like you're
So I
trying
had
to you go into the state of like thinking about what
Yeah, exactly.
could happen, and
You
you're like
second-
nothing. I'm at fault.
Yeah,
It's done.
legit. No, and then and the biggest thing that I've experienced is the anxiety now that I drive.
Mm.
Yeah,
I keep getting that flashback, especially if I drive on that bit of the highway.
yeah.
I
for
see that
sure.
happen.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like it's kind of scary, but like it's definitely happening less. That's for sure.
It takes a while to recover from that.
Yeah.
So,
for sure. Yeah.
but dude, like, thank you for coming on, man. Like, I think I wanted to talk about, like, I when I started this show, I wanted to make it about like investments and helping people better their lives because out of chaos, right? So we talk
Mhm.
about like, especially like we were talking with him. I never really had that like my like not to bash them,
Yeah.
right? But I love them. But like my family were never really into like finances or teaching me about this, right? So now, like older, I'm doing my research myself, which is why like I messaged you and whatever. So you kind of start talking about cryptocurrencies, mostly Bitcoin, right?
Oh,
So tell me
Bitcoin.
about Bitcoin. Tell me about what you
So-
do.
Bitcoin. Yeah. I first of all, I'm like doing consulting for people. I'm
Mhm.
helping them purchase Bitcoin and store it with their custody,
Yeah.
not with like some exchange on in China or
Yeah,
even the
yeah.
United States. You never know because they can always come up with a regulation that says, "Oh, you're not allowed to have it," and then they take your money. So
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
it's very important to keep your coins with you.
Yeah.
That you have the password.
Like kind of secure them. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And just as you said, Bitcoin was designed, it's designed to be the money of the internet, so you don't lose value, so that you don't have to think about learning how to invest. Like when you want to
Oh.
get into real estate, you have to get to the good area, you have to know how what you're buying, you have
Yeah,
to
you know how the markets are gonna
it's a
work, how it's gonna
commitment,
buy
yeah.
and fall.
Well, you were saying
yeah.
like
If you wanna
lawyer
buy
fees and
stocks,
Yeah, all that.
you have to get to know all the companies and all
Right.
that. But Bitcoin is for somebody that doesn't want to run a hedge fund,
Yeah.
and you just want to, just keep your money with the purchasing power. Like back in the day, we could buy a Air Force One less than $100.
yeah.
You remember now? How I don't even know how much.
Yeah.
Like $200-$300
yeah.
probably.
Yeah, well,
right?
depending on the condition, bro, you can
No,
probably be
brand
like,
new from
yeah.
the shop. I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Oh, yeah,
You would
yeah, like
buy
two,
one for
300.
$80. Now it's like it's the same thing,
yeah,
but
yeah,
it's just more expensive
Yeah.
because of the
Damn.
inflation. So, but other than that, I do real estate too. I build houses um, and I know that sort of field. It's a lot of, you have to be an expert, like
Yeah.
even for me, that I know what's going on behind the scenes, behind the walls.
right.
I could go buy something and has a ton of problems. So
Yeah.
That's
then you
true.
have to fix
That's true.
water leaks and all that. Just
Yeah.
maintenance.
Yeah.
You add them up. Like you tell a regular person, like if you want to buy Bitcoin, you have to pay 2.5% fees. They think it's too much, but when you buy a house, you have to pay 4.5% land transfer tax.
Yeah.
You have to pay your real estate agent. You have to pay this.
Lawyer
Even if
fees.
you're not paying it, you're selling it, but
Yeah.
it's coming out of the transaction.
Mm.
It's the money that could have gone to your pocket.
That's true.
Exactly.
So like I guess like explain just like to an audience that doesn't really understand what it is. Like what is Bitcoin, basically?
Yeah. Okay. Bitcoin is digital money. It's the money of the internet. It's
Okay.
like saying Amazon is the retail shop in the internet. You can't visit a store, but you can go online. Bitcoin is a bank account in your pocket, allows you to send money to anybody within that network
Right.
for almost free, for pennies,
Yeah.
instantly, with borderless. So
Damn.
Wow.
it's like it's just, and it's also a store of value where you could put your savings account,
Mhm.
wait to find that good investment, and then go ahead and buying that property or buying that stock, but doesn't pressure you to. It's like buying ice. ice starts melting when it's at room temperature. But
Yeah.
when you
Right.
buy Bitcoin, it's like you bought ice and it's in the freezer, so it's not gonna. Your
Yes,
money's not
loses
gonna
value.
melt,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
exactly,
yeah.
So
exactly.
that's
That's one thing we were talking about was like the value of Bitcoin. How in like 2015 we look back and it was like the value was like one Bitcoin was like $350, like
Yeah.
$400 around that.
yeah.
And the
Mm.
value of one Bitcoin now in Canadian is 62,000, bro.
62. It's 15 and 8. No, excuse me. Yeah, 62 Canadian.
Yeah,
Today
so-
went down.
Yeah,
Something like that.
Yeah.
we did a little bit of research.
Yeah.
It's like
nuts.
almost the salary of one person for 1 year.
Yeah.
And it's tax
And
free.
imagine in 2015, bro.
Yeah.
We had been plugged in and we invested like what two? It was 300 bucks, 350 per Bitcoin. Like put $2,000 in there, bro.
Yeah.
How much would you have? You'd be like,
Yeah, you would have
Yeah.
a couple $100,000.
oh, for sure.
Oh
US.
man, when did you start investing though?
Back in 2017.
Okay,
I
okay.
got into the hype, like as it was
Yeah.
going up.
Nice.
I got into it, but I didn't buy the thing, like, because all the people who told me, they're like, yeah, buy it. It was just like the get rich quick thing. So
yeah, yeah.
I tried. Read like the Warren Buffett method and all the like the proper investment, not speculative way to make money
Right.
and accumulate wealth. That's part of what you're doing. So
Yeah, definitely.
I was like, no, this is a scam, you know. And then once you get into the rabbit hole, you're like, you can't ever sell it. Like you're not buying it to sell it
Yeah,
later. Every
yeah.
time you sell it, you're gonna be a loser. It's like
Exactly.
selling Facebook stock. Right when it came out, it was
Yeah.
$40, went down to 20.
That's
People
true.
got scared, sold it. Now it's $330. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
so
It's true.
It's because that's what we were talking about. Like, when I called you, I was saying like, there's been money in the bank that I've had that's just been sitting there,
yeah,
like losing money, right? Because of inflation, because of things like I haven't done anything with it, you know. So that's the thing about. But like, there was like a crash that happened right yesterday.
yeah.
No way.
So I guess the question would be, I asked you this before, but for the audience, like, what about the volatility of Bitcoin? Because that's
Yeah.
why most people have a problem with it. Like, it's too volatile.
For sure.
It goes
yeah.
up too fast. It goes
Yeah,
down fast.
yeah.
So
yeah. So,
often,
it is a savings account. What do you do to your savings account? Do you buy groceries with it? No, you save it. So
Right.
it's Bitcoin is, you have to treat it that way, and then once you and you have to dollar cost average into it. You shouldn't just put all your money there at once.
Right.
It's better to dollar cost average means like you buy Bitcoin every Friday. Doesn't
Okay.
matter if it's up or down.
Yeah.
You say every Friday I'm gonna buy $50 of Bitcoin,
Right.
and you just do that. Like let's say you bought some last week for 60 grand US.
Mhm.
Today you're gonna buy some for $58,000. So
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. The
you're not,
value.
and then the more time that goes by, you accumulate more and more Bitcoin. So
Mm.
that $50 is gonna be a less incremental like price averaging, but it's just gonna keep it's like a time machine, right? You're
Right.
buying it from today. But
Right. Exactly.
yeah.
What's like obviously right now the market like it's down. What, like you said, 48.
Went down, it went up to 69,000 US
Mhm.
and started going down, and then it crashed 2 days ago.
2 days
all
ago,
the
yeah.
way down
No
to
way.
42, and then bounced right back up. And that's because we can talk about that. But
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
now it's like
100%.
48,000.
So what about
Wow.
because I imagine those people must have like freaked out for like a moment or two.
Yeah,
Right.
it's because these exchanges are not regulated,
Mhm.
and they give the option to us non-professionals
Yeah.
to leverage trade. Leveraging means like you put $1 to buy Bitcoin, and you borrow 10 on the side.
Yeah.
You
okay.
can do this 100 to 1. You can put $1 and borrow 100. These people do that.
Mm.
Wow.
And when you have that sort of a leverage,
Yeah.
they borrow money to buy Bitcoin so that they can buy $100, but every percent that goes up, they make 10% more, not 1%.
Yeah.
So when that happens, the market, the exchange that provides them this sort of service, if Bitcoin goes down 10%, you lose all your money because they have to cover their cost
Right.
So right, yes, if it goes 10%, you will 100% your money, but if it goes down 10%, you will lose everything.
Mhm.
And right when there's a threshold, when people start leveraging and they think it's gonna go up and up and up, they leverage, and then right when it goes down, all of a sudden you get into this like avalanche of
Yeah.
selling because of all those
Yeah.
leverage trades. The computer starts leveraging out people,
Mm.
like liquidating them, and
Wow.
then they go to zero and then just start selling a lot of it. And because they put $10 but they really bought $100, so they sell $100 worth of
Yeah.
Bitcoin. So it
Yeah.
just flash crashes to 42, and in minutes it goes back up to like
Holy.
48. So there, this volatility exists because first of all, it's immature.
Yeah.
There's no big players and there's no regulation.
Right.
These exchanges are not regulated again, so they let people do whatever
Whatever
they
they want.
want. Yeah.
Give them
So
freedom.
but it's but the patient investor is going to, the value is gonna go from the impatient to your pocket if you're patient. So
Right.
you just have to buy, like some people are buying XRPs, Ripple coin, or
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Dogecoin,
Yeah. Those
whatever. It's just really stupid because they've been telling people that we are going to be the ahead of all the remittances, remittances. It's like someone from El Salvador goes to the United States, works there, and sends money back to their family through Western Union, paying $50 for every transfer, whatever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's called the remittance market.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
so Ripple wants to do that very efficient and free for people. Well, Bitcoin's already doing that. It's not slow anymore. There's no fees, so there's no need for it. And
So you wouldn't recommend like
I would
Dogecoins
never,
or
no.
whatever?
Okay. Okay.
If you want to go to casinos, excuse me, but
Yeah.
take, how much are you gonna play at the casino? Just do that with Dogecoin, but don't put your savings.
Mm.
Okay.
You don't put your
Okay.
savings in the casino on black, right?
Yeah. That's
On
true.
the red or black on the roulette
On
table.
one gamble.
Yeah. So
Essentially. So what is the difference fundamentally of like Dogecoin and Bitcoin for like the people that don't know?
mostly it's the security.
Okay.
Once you buy Bitcoin, you're buying the most secure asset
Right.
that nobody can really take it away from you.
Yeah.
Nobody can take it. Not really. Nobody can take it
Mm.
away from you as long as you're the only person that respects the rules of the game.
Right. Yeah.
If you hold your own passwords and the keys, no one's gonna take it. So, Dogecoin, I don't know the exact number, but like 3 wallets hold like ridiculous 70% of the
No
coins.
way.
So they can truly
Oh, yeah,
Bitcoin is already manipulated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just imagine
That's true.
how much more manipulated Dogecoin could be. And it's the security of the coin. Bitcoin has to be mined, right? You have to put electricity into it to mine Bitcoin.
Yeah. That's true.
But with Dogecoin, they don't even have their own mining algorithm. They mine Dogecoin through Litecoin. So it's just
Oh,
Yeah, it's
wow.
by itself. But it's kind of like talking about like the mining is what you mentioned about geothermal mining. Remember?
yeah.
It's kind of like so like we can go into that. But before I actually want to talk about El Salvador, I wanted to ask you one more question about the volatility because I think that's what's the biggest, I guess, concern to people
Yeah.
is that like the volatility of it. So when is it? Because obviously it's good to buy the dip, right? Like people say,
Yeah.
go buy the dip, buy the dip.
Yeah.
But when is it enough? Like you shouldn't buy the dip. Like like is there a way to figure that
That
out?
you
or-
shouldn't buy, like
because couldn't you get into this, like what you said, a rabbit hole of like always buying the dip? When is it enough, or is it always something that you should always do?
I mean, you should have a limit for yourself. It's based on your personal finances.
Right.
It
Right.
depends on how much savings you want to have. But the volatility is the price you pay because for getting ahead of everyone.
Mhm.
Because once everybody buys Bitcoin and the government start relaxing and regulating it, so it will be like $1 million. So
Yeah.
it depends on whether you want to take the risk. Like if when it was $1, nobody knew it could
Yeah,
go up this
exactly.
much, right? There's
Mhm.
one guy called Max Kaiser. He's been calling it. He bought it before it was even $1, and he's been saying it's gonna be
Wow.
$1 million since then. But that's just, you can't expect everybody to be like that,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Take that
So
risk.
right now we're pretty confident, like
Mhm.
El Salvador's not going to be the only country. We know that this is just the beginning. We
Yeah.
could predict that this is
Yeah.
going to happen. 'Cause
So what is happening in El Salvador?
Yeah, so they like a year ago they're accepting Bitcoin as legal tender in the country.
Wow.
But the thing is,
Wow.
like, we can talk about that as well, but like there is a problem with that because a lot of people it's law now. Like you have to accept Bitcoin as payment. So obviously you
Wow.
can tell why
Yeah.
a lot of people have an issue with that too.
Yeah,
A
that's
lot of
true.
people in El Salvador, I mean, it is like a third world country.
Yeah.
They're not as educated on like cryptocurrencies and stuff like that. The biggest
Yeah.
thing coming out of Salvador, and I recommend everybody to like go and watch this. It's Bukele, the president, Nayib Bukele.
Yep.
He just turned 40, by the way. He's like the youngest president
Damn,
in
no way.
Latin America. Yeah, but
Wow.
he actually unveiled Bitcoin City.
Yeah.
It's I don't know where it is exactly, but so it's gonna be powered by a volcano,
Oh,
and that's how they're
wow.
gonna mine the Bitcoin, and like everything's gonna be through Bitcoin. There's gonna be no
There's
taxes,
no property
no
tax
nothing.
or income tax. Income
Wow.
tax is a scam, by the way. You
Yeah.
know, like the whole thing that they came up with it's like,
Yep. It was yeah, it was like a
Yeah, we gotta get merch. Income tax is a scam.
we should.
no,
Put that
it's,
on a sweater for sure.
it was never meant to be, the books are never meant to be balanced, you know.
Right.
Oh
They're
man,
supposed to just keep printing,
Mhm.
lending it to the government. The government comes like some guy like Jagmeet Singh or
Yes.
I
Jagmeet.
don't even know that guy. Like some clown comes
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
says like, give you all the things for free, and then they borrow money from the central bank.
Right.
Yeah,
The bank prints the money for nothing, and then we have to not only pay that but the interest on it.
Right.
So like,
It's
how
true.
could you even? It's like, so you just have to let the system die. Like that's what they did with the euro. Like all these European countries were really couldn't handle that their currency, so they
Exactly.
all came together, they made the euro, everything became ridiculous. Any grandparents you speak to
Yeah.
in Europe, no matter whether they're like, yeah, I used to buy a coffee for like 1 franc, now 1 franc is like 100. Just see the price of
Yeah.
gold
Yeah.
in terms of like the previous currency to now.
yeah.
It's like hundreds of times
Yeah,
more
that's true.
expensive, you know.
That's true.
Yeah,
The value
no.
just increases, that's for sure.
And El
Inflation.
Salvador was a case that they didn't even have their currency. They had to rely on the US dollar.
U.S. dollar.
Wow.
Yeah, they use
So-
U.S.
Wow.
dollar over there.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
So these guys are like, no.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have a question. So if you can pay for stuff with Bitcoin,
Mhm.
right? Does that mean that they're trying to regulate it in El Salvador so that you pay a tax on what you buy? Like, say I go to a store or a restaurant and I want to pay for my meal with Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Do I pay like taxes through that transaction?
No, that's the thing.
No.
In Canada, it's property. In US, is property. So if you buy something with Bitcoin, it's like you sold your property. So you have to tell the government when you bought it, what price you bought it. You have to do all
Yeah.
these accountings behind it. When it
Wow.
becomes legal tender,
Yeah.
this guy gave it to
You can
everyone. He's
transfer
like,
it, yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
no taxes. Buy
Yeah.
anything. It's money.
Wow.
It's money.
It's
So-
just free money. Not free money, but like
yeah. It's kind
it's
of
technically,
That's
technically free
free,
money. Yeah.
Yeah.
But just wanted to clarify, like, because we were just talking like El Salvador, right? They're ahead of the game, like you said, right? They're accepting Bitcoin as currency on transactions. So let's say I go to a restaurant and I
Mhm.
want to pay for my meal with Bitcoin,
yes.
right? Do I pay like a tax on my
Nothing.
Bitcoin? No,
You just
no.
pay based on the exchange rate at that moment.
Right.
Like $1 for 1 Bitcoin, let's say.
Yeah.
You buy $10 worth of McDonald's, and they say, okay, it's like 10 Bitcoin. For example, just think about how powerful this technology is.
Yeah.
Maybe let's say there's 3 classes of people in the world. There's the billionaires, the middle class like us, and then there's the very poor.
Right.
So the very, very poor, they do only cash transactions. They don't have an identity. I'm talking about people in like Southeast Asia or like
Yes.
Africa, Iran,
Third world countries, and
yes.
stuff like that. Yeah.
So cash-based transactions. They have no choice.
Yeah.
The middle class are the people in like Europe, Japan, Singapore, here, Canada, US. They have a bank account. They've built up financial institutions for themselves, and they use that. I can send you money, but not too much. The TT has to know like what I'm paying for. If like a big chunk of money comes into my account, they'll freeze it for like 8 days or something, and they ask me a bunch of questions just to be sure everyone's safe.
Yeah, and then the money's above board.
God forbid you send more than $3,000 e-transfer every day, and then maxed out at $10,000 a week because you have to report what you're doing. The billionaires, I'm not one, but I'm guessing that they don't have a Visa card. They don't go to the store and just, they might have one, but they can say, send $100 million to this guy's bank account right now. It's Sunday afternoon. They could do that. I'm guessing. Like if a billionaire cannot do it, then like what are you doing? So those guys have none of the rules that applies to us, right?
Yeah, that's true.
With a Bitcoin wallet, a guy in Southeast Asia or like in Nigeria, in Africa, he has access to the whole internet to buy things through the Bitcoin app. No one can take his money away from him. He can send his money anywhere, anytime.
Any transaction fee, any limit.
And the billionaire cannot send money worth less than a couple pennies. But with Bitcoin, you can send microtransactions. Like you are not gonna pay for Netflix in the future. They're making this on Bitcoin, not Bitcoins. Bitcoin.
Yeah.
like you don't pay monthly for a Netflix subscription. You pay it on a secondly basis. Like you watch a movie, you watch half the movie, you pay for 60 minutes worth of your time. So
wow.
And it just comes out of your wallet. But you can't do this with the traditional banking. Not even a billionaire cannot do that. So a guy in Africa, a guy who has never had a bank account in El Salvador, can now have access to the world-class banking that nobody could imagine. And this is gonna make the world so much better. It's like people going around with horses, and then all of a sudden there's cars.
Yeah,
it's gonna make everything better. So
right. It's the next step up. And like you mentioned earlier, like Bitcoin is like the best kind of wallet, right? Do you want to explain that what you mean by that?
Because it's the most secure, and you can receive money, you can send money, all that stuff. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
But did you wanna so you mentioned China before, like that's the fear that people have, apart from like the volatility of it.
Government's going to
regulate it and do this and do that.
Try to get their cut, because that's what they do with everything. They try to take their cut, right?
Yeah, we're talking about that. Like you're talking about the fees and how like the banks focus on the fees because that's how they drain money from us, right?
Yes. So the governments are funded by corporations. This is not capitalism. I would say this is corporatism, or this is more socialist than capitalism is different, but we're not going to talk about it. Basically what we have right now is like a bunch of companies that have good ties with the government, lobbyists. They pay the government to do certain things. And the world works the way they want it. A lot of these companies see Bitcoin as they fear it, right? They don't like it. So they are the ones funding the governments. But think about it. Bitcoin just went up in so much value. So
oh my God,
a lot of those people are now having that money to fund their own politicians that are with Bitcoin. So China has banned Bitcoin more than 14 times already.
Oh, man.
And every time they banned it, it's gone up more than they could imagine. Like,
wow.
First time they banned it, when I knew, was $5,000. They banned it, went straight down to $2,500. 1 week later was like $10,000.
Oh wow!
Doesn't matter. So China is actually, eventually gonna change because all these miners, all these investors, they are making money, and it's like cancer, Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So all the politicians are gonna buy Bitcoin, and then they're gonna, it's
They're
like
gonna want in.
they're-
Exactly.
once the
When they
country,
realize.
they're gonna, once a couple more countries go in and people start wanting it, they vote for it.
Yeah.
Like the prime ministers of Canada, for the first time, they asked them about Bitcoin, but the guy didn't have the balls to say Bitcoin. They say cryptocurrency. Like,
Yeah.
look at the people in the eyes, in the
And
camera, and
yeah.
say, just
Bitcoin.
say the word Bitcoin. Let's see if you
Gotcha.
can even do that.
Wow.
But yeah, slowly, they didn't build Rome overnight, but
Yeah.
you can see a huge improvement since like 5 years ago. It's like night and day.
So you're saying like the
Wow.
popularity and the strength of Bitcoin will overcome these regulations.
Yeah.
It's gonna force the hand of the government to kind
Yeah.
of like let it be.
Bitcoin doesn't have a single person working for it to make sure like my transaction to you is gonna be correct, and I cannot call the 1-800 number to make.
Yeah.
But these
gotcha.
banks are ran by people. They make mistakes. Like when you
Yeah.
want to send a wire, you have to fill out a paper form, and they have to fax it. Just doesn't make sense. And then the lady makes a mistake on, puts a 2 instead of a 1.
Yeah.
Like the money has to come back to your account. Then
Yeah.
they will hold the money that you sent
Back to you. Yeah.
because they have to make sure it's the right like it was
Yeah.
and I have to wait 7 days for that to settle, and then send it again,
It's
and
criminal.
then another
Yeah.
It's
7 days for
absolutely
it to,
criminal.
but Bitcoin settles every 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes everybody's money is like, the network
set.
says that's how much you have.
Yeah.
Wow.
That doesn't
So-
happen at Scotiabank though. Shout out Scotiabank. Shout out.
Oh, yeah.
Shit. That doesn't happen at Scotiabank. They
Scotia
say,
is the
sign
best
up. Scene points. Scotia.
I'm sorry.
Yo, blink if you're being held hostage. No, shout out
it's
Scotiabank. No, but yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Just you gotta accept it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. I think I've been doing a lot of research and I didn't really find like a answer that really kind of made sense. But that, I guess, like it's basically like you have to go along with the times, or else you're gonna be left behind like a dinosaur. Like, that's
Pretty
basically
much.
it,
Pretty much. Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's like until now, no, everybody was fighting with a sword. Now all of a sudden, someone has a shotgun. Bitcoin is the shotgun. It's gonna kill everyone. You either wanna accept that, or
I got my sword.
fight the guy with a sword, or you wanna
Yeah.
go
Exactly.
make
Don't
a
bring a
machine
gun.
gun.
Don't bring a knife to a gunfight, right? That's what they say.
Exactly.
Yeah. 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 That's
And like
crazy.
now nukes, right? Like now people will fight with nukes, right? Like
Yeah.
so it's always innovating, it's always growing, right? So that's crazy, man. Like so how tell me about like the blockchain, because that's important to isn't that like the security aspect of it?
Yes, the blockchain is literally a chain of blocks. Each block is a Bitcoin. It has some information in it, so it has like transaction data and stuff in every Bitcoin block,
Right.
and then every block that is every 10 minutes one block is created, and whoever that mines that block
Yeah.
gets rewarded through Bitcoin. You don't have to. These are the things that are under the hood. When you go in your car and you start the car and you start putting the gas,
Yeah.
you don't know what's happening under the hood. But you know that the car's gonna move. When you swipe the credit card, like this plastic, like, you know that the money is gonna get up. But these are the things. Bitcoin is an open source network, so
Yeah.
these are all open. These
Yes.
are not like, oh, I have access to how it works. You're not supposed to know how it works.
Yeah.
It was designed for everybody to be able to check,
Mhm.
to make sure that it's all mathematical equations. And
Yeah.
like you check the math and it checks out, and you're like, okay, this is supposed to work like that. Or you can hire a computer scientist, pay them a bunch of money and say, is this actually what they're saying it is?
Right.
Because it's like lines of code. You can translate that to real scenarios. So
Yeah. Exactly.
it's like you don't have to go into like that detail. But one cool thing about the Bitcoin city in El Salvador, if you want to talk about that, so there, one other aspect of Bitcoin is
Yeah.
mining through energy, through electricity to create it, right? And
Wow.
that energy is used to secure the network. So, what El Salvador is doing is that there's a volcano, there's free energy there, right?
Right. Yeah.
You
Exactly.
can go on renewable energy,
Heat energy. Yeah.
yeah. So you could put a factory next to it and produce, for example, aluminum
Mm-hmm.
with that free energy. When you produce your aluminum, you send it to other countries, and you make money that way. And that's sort of like a battery where you store the energy, right?
Okay. Yeah.
But to have a factory and all that beside a volcano is not realistic. Or you can build lines from the volcano, create electricity up there, send it to the city so people can use it. But
Yeah.
you lose electricity. You cannot send electricity through the wire.
Exactly. Resistance will
And
cause a
they
loss
have
of voltage
to,
or current.
yeah,
or
let's say
something.
they have to invest $10 billion. How can they tell people like we're gonna invest 10 billion to make 2 million every year, and then the payback period is gonna be 50 years?
Oh my god!
It's like the subway they're building. Right?
Oh my god.
So,
Is that ever gonna be done, bro?
You're in Eglinton?
so what they're doing is that they're mining Bitcoin. All you need is a little bit of power, which is there for free,
Yes.
and internet. You mine Bitcoin and you send that energy through the internet for free
Yeah.
across the world. So you export your energy.
Oh,
And this is
smart.
gonna make everything cheaper. This is gonna bring the cost of it, because right now the energy of the world is backed by oil, right?
Right. Yeah.
The US dollar, the Saudis, and then the f***ing guns and the tanks that will oil is like
Yeah. No,
dollars.
absolutely.
It's the dirtiest money.
It's like liquid gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on New World, we have electricity,
Mhm.
renewables, solar.
Yeah.
This Bitcoin is gonna be the money of electricity. US dollars are the money of oil.
Oil, yeah.
And oil
gotcha.
is going away, climate change and all that.
Yeah.
Electricity is just getting started. So
Yeah, it's true.
this is another idea where it's gonna this by itself could bring the price of if price of electricity is backed by Bitcoin, it should just that be $1 million per coin.
Wow.
For the whole world. And then you
Wow.
add remittances, you add security, you add speculations and all these things to it, and you come up with like a $10 million valuations, which is not that far. I think it's gonna happen in 10 to 12 years.
So didn't El Salvador just put more money in? You were telling me they just bought more Bitcoin
150 more.
on the
This
crash.
guy, yeah.
On the dip. Like, yo, he tweeted it. Yo, so Nayib Bukele, man, like, yo, some people like are such haters. They're like, he's like the Antichrist, and like he's corrupt, and like, and, like until he does something that's corrupt, we can call him that. But until now, he's done good things for El Salvador, right? One of those things is that city that he's building. He says he wants to model it by like Alexander the Great. It's literally gonna be circular city built like Bitcoin.
No way.
In the center of the city, it's gonna be a massive plaza building with the Bitcoin logo on top.
Wow.
And
And
this
like,
guy's such a f***ing champion. I love that guy.
yo,
I didn't even know all that
he's
stuff.
nuts, like in a good way.
We gotta
Like
go. When it's done building, bro, we gotta go.
Yeah, think about it. El Salvador already accumulated 1,400 Bitcoins. Every dip they've been buying 100 coins, 150 to 100 coins.
every dip.
So every dip, like he just tweets, we just bought 100 Bitcoins. So that's how the average person, I'm saying to you, should buy. Like let's say treat 100 Bitcoins for a country like $100.
Right.
I just put $100 into Bitcoin. So,
yeah. True. Yeah.
I hope it works out, man. For my
It's
country
going
too,
to.
like it's gonna. They're saying it's like it's gonna be the Singapore of Latin America.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Wow.
It's gonna work out. Like it's our only hope to having freedom from the government
And I think that's what makes it attractive. What you're saying, like I think the futuristic aspect of it, like that's where the future is going to.
Yeah.
You know.
Wow.
I think that's what a lot of us want, right? We want to be restricted, regulated.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We don't want like part of this inflation. Like we're talking about whatever money I've had in the bank. it's a lot less now than it was 3 years
And
ago.
you
you
want to
know?
be here in your studio making podcasts, entertaining people, and making some money on the side from it.
Yeah.
Having a
exactly.
source of income.
Yeah.
But you can't, because you got $30,000 sitting in your bank account, 50,000, 10,000, doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Right.
And then you're like, I'm losing money, so I should go do something about that. Then come start my podcast.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
a priority. But once you have that solved,
Right.
you don't have to become a fucking hedge fund manager to go buy the best stocks
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
beat the market every time. You buy your Bitcoin, you don't lose money, and you focus on your business.
Right.
You make some money on the side, you put the savings in your Bitcoin account. Simple.
Yeah.
Someone comes along one day, gives you the best business idea, you're like, yes, I have some savings. Let's go do that.
Exactly.
You know?
So then you use that money that you like earned
As
through
an
Bitcoin just
investment.
as an investment. Yeah.
Yeah. So don't treat Bitcoin as an investment. It's a savings account.
Right. Right.
Yeah, you don't have to know what it is. It's like it works. Elon Musk bought it.
Yeah. No, I know what
You don't have to. It works.
Come
I guess like to end off.
Sending rockets to Mars.
Yeah, space.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
guy's trying to colonize
He
Mars.
works for his money, man. He did that. He's not. Yeah, by the way, like he said, he doesn't even own real estate. This guy, he lives in a fucking the mobile truck now, beside
Wow.
the SpaceX factory.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he said he's never owned a single stock that's for another company or anything. He's always owned what he has produced,
Wow.
what his own companies. Bitcoin is the only thing, and maybe Dogecoin and
Yeah.
Ethereum, that he holds that he did not create. So,
Wow.
and I
Wow.
think the majority of his money is in Bitcoin. Dogecoin is like nothing.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So I guess like to end off, like the final question I guess I want to focus on is on the security aspect of it, right? Like how
Yeah.
secure is Bitcoin, like your wallet?
Yeah,
So
So-
are you susceptible of hacks and stuff like that? Like,
Yeah, you can get hacked if you're not respecting the rules and not careful with your money. But it's the security is there. It's Microsoft declared Bitcoin as the most secure network in the world.
Wow.
So it is secure, and the good thing about it is that once you have your Bitcoin and by the way, I can help you guys like set up and you can learn that.
Yeah. Definitely.
And but once you secure your funds on Bitcoin the right way, nobody can come take Dogecoin. Maybe someone could hack it and
'Cause
take
there
it
was
from you.
There's a story about
Ethereum, yes, but
Yes.
not Bitcoin.
there was a story about this kid, a Canadian kid, that hacked a guy in the States and like
Yes.
took a whole bunch of like 40 million or something like that in
Yeah.
Bitcoin. Yeah. Do you know that?
That's yes. I don't know exactly that. So that could be like one of these blockchains got hacked for $600 million, like last two months ago or something.
Wow.
Polygon, and that's different. That's when a hacker goes and attacks the network.
Okay.
So the network is not strong. Bitcoin cannot be attacked.
Okay.
Attacking Bitcoin requires trillions of dollars.
Yeah.
No one's gonna, and when you attack it, you have to invest to pour it into Bitcoin just to destroy it. So you've destroyed your own wealth. So
Okay.
that's why you can't do Bitcoin.
Yeah.
But what you could with Bitcoin, let's say you buy your Bitcoins and it's on an exchange wallet like
Okay.
Binance or ShakePay. They go out of business, but they are the ones who hold your funds. So or a hacker hacks their system. So it's all about centralization and decentralization. They have this hard drive that stores your private keys, your passwords in there, along
Right.
with everybody else. One attacker attacks that hard drive, steals the passwords, steals the coins, then you cannot do anything about that.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
happened many, many, many times.
So let's say somebody does hack and like is able to infiltrate the network. How does somebody go about reporting that? Like you go to the authorities, like how do
Yeah,
you
good luck.
Yeah, right? That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking because like it's not regulated.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so why should they care, you know? So like
Exactly.
So you just lose
Yeah.
your money?
I mean, if they are the first, they are not. There's a chance for everything, right?
right, yeah,
So
yeah.
Bitcoin could be nothing is 100%,
Right.
but we're betting that Bitcoin's not gonna get hacked
Yeah,
because
it's
the
safe.
scientific data, the computer scientists are telling
Yeah.
us that.
Yeah.
The other ones, no. So
Yeah.
you could get hacked, yes. But
So in
if you're not careful with your passwords, like
Okay, gotcha.
if you put your password in your computer, someone could hack your computer and steal your passwords. But if
Okay.
you write it on a piece of paper, someone has to have access to that piece of paper.
Yes, exactly.
No other way.
It's disconnected from the network that way.
Yeah, if it's your piece of paper is here and you're just with your mouth open on your like social media,
Yeah.
the camera's facing that. If someone has that access to your camera without you knowing, they could read that. So this is the way you could get hacked.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
yeah.
it's not like magically getting hacked, you know.
Right. Exactly.
It's time to play some hide and go seek with your passwords, man. Just hide it in the.
I came up with a really nice solution, so it took me so long to think about it. I don't want to hide my passwords. I want to put my passwords
In your
in
brain.
it. No, I can't memorize 24 words, man.
Yeah.
Like it's 24 words, but you can write a document
Mhm.
and write your passwords in like a 6-page document and like
Yeah.
hide it in there
Yeah.
and
That's
just put it
smart.
on the table. Like go read it. Like,
Yeah.
you can't fucking find it. You know?
Exactly. You would have no
As
clue.
long as you know how to find, and then you can email it to yourself. You can have it everywhere.
Yeah.
But that document, like, take your grade 12 essay and then put a bunch of words that the 24 words in that document in
Yes.
your own way, or cut the paper in half, put 12 words here, 12
Random. Yeah.
words
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
can be very creative, but think about it. Let's say tomorrow there's a war and we have to leave the country. The only way you could leave with all your money and your hard work is to memorize 24 words and get the fuck out, you know?
Yeah.
Someone from like Afghanistan, they cannot take their real estate with them.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's true.
Like,
It's true.
it's like technology. You either accept it or you say no until it trumps you. You know?
Shotgun versus the sword.
Yeah, I visualized that like some knight
Yeah.
with
yeah.
like chain mail and all that. And
Ninja.
some guy with a shotgun. Ninja.
Yeah.
Some
Oh,
guy-
bro, before we end, you were telling me an interesting story about when you knew this guy as a kid. Like, tell.
Oh no, no.
Yeah. So that's a little background about you guys. Yeah, these guys kind of like.
Yeah, so
Yeah. Go ahead.
we were at school walking home,
Yeah.
and then on our way we knew each other for like a couple of years by then, like a year and a half,
Mm.
and then we were just finishing our St. Andrews
Middle school, yeah.
yeah
Okay,
middle
okay.
school, and we we were walking down the street and we found a scooter. So
Like one of those like push.
Yeah.
Yeah.
those yeah. So he took it, and I no, actually I think Thomas found it, told me, and then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna take this scooter, and then you went and you took it, and we
Yeah.
we were playing with it, and then you took it home, and
Because I had to take, because you guys live there. I had to
Yeah.
take the bus. I had to walk back or something.
so
So, yeah.
you used the scooter
Yeah.
to go home.
He just
And
grabbed it.
then every time I would see him, like, yo, where's my scooter? Where's my scooter? And till today, I still call him and say, where's my scooter, bro? Give me my scooter
This is
back.
like, 2005 or something.
Oh
And like,
my
I haven't
God.
talked to you in a while. We talked recently, and I saw him after like a long time.
Yeah.
First thing it says, did you
Where's
bring my
my
scooter? Yo, I'm gonna get some Bitcoin,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then with that money, I'm gonna buy this guy a scooter. And that's the end of that. I don't
Or
want to hear
you, or
that.
you could pay him.
Electric scooter.
You could pay him for the scooter in Bitcoin.
Exactly. That's true. I'll transfer you some Bitcoin now. Yo, but if it succeeds, we should all go take a trip to El Salvador, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bitcoin
for
City.
sure. For sure. We're going for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, man. I
That's
heard
one
the
of
beaches are there really nice. I've never really gone back since I was a kid, so
Yeah.
I don't really know. But
They have a Bitcoin beach there too,
yeah,
where it
yeah,
all started.
I saw
No
that.
way.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's good, man. But yo, thank you so much for coming on.
Ali,
Like,
thank you, bro.
yo, if whoever's interested, like they can hit him up.
Yeah,
I'll
hit
put your
him up.
socials and I'll put your
Okay.
information.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We can hit you up and
If you
everything.
want to set up a wallet and all that,
We'll let you know for sure. For sure, we'll reach
I can
out.
help you out.
Yeah, man, it's
no
the future, and I'm thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. So,
Thank you.
guys, anything you want to say? And last
Yeah, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, like, drop that, hit that notification bell.
Smash that like
Smash
button.
that like button.
Smash.
Yeah.
Can I get a oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
Yo, we haven't done it in a couple episodes. We had to like.
Yeah, we had to. We have to drop it in there. We sprinkle it in
It's a
every now and
little. I don't know. Man. Don't ask us. We don't even know. But thank you guys for watching, and yeah, catch you guys on the next
then.
one.
The chaos.
Out.